Hi friends, welcome to a new happy learning video. Today, we're going to learn about the human musculoskeletal system. It's what lets us move around. The musculoskeletal system is made up of two systems, the muscular and skeletal systems. The muscular system is the active part of the musculoskeletal system. Muscles are between our bones and skin, and they are joined to our bones through tendons. They are elastic organs that can be lengthened or shortened, causing some body part movements. Us humans have approximately 630 muscles. According to the movements that they make, we can differentiate voluntary and involuntary muscles. Voluntary muscles move only when we want them to. And involuntary muscles move without us realising, like our heart or stomach, that are always in movement. The skeletal system is made up of all bones and cartilage. The skeleton gives us our shape that differentiates us from other living things and allows us to walk, run, or jump. Our body has 206 bones and each one of them has their own name. Some of them are skull that protects our brain, the spine that maintains us stable and upright, the jaw allows us to move our mouths to chew food, ribs that protect our heart or lungs, and the femur, the longest bone in the human body and is found in our legs. Bones are joined with each other by joints. They are divided into 3 groups, depending on their level of mobility. Immobile or fixed joints don't have any mobility, like the ones that join our skull. Semi-mobile joints do have some mobility, but not a lot, like vertebrae in our backs. Mobile joints have great mobility, like our elbow or knee. Now we've got to know a little more about our musculoskeletal system. Now we need to do plenty of physical exercise to make it work brilliantly and maintain ourselves really healthy. Goodbye, friends!
Search us and subscribe to Happy Learning's YouTube channel.
5 things you didn't know about the human skeleton. What is stronger, steel or human bones? Scientists say that our bones are 5 times stronger than steel. A piece of bone the size of a phone can withstand up to 9,000 kilos. And luckily, they are, because they protect all important organs in our body, like the brain or heart. What parts of the body have more bones? Out of the 206 bones that an adult has, 52 are found in the feet and 54 in the hands. More than half of the bones we have are found in our hands and feet. It seems unreal, right? Which is the longest bone of the body and the smallest? The longest bone we have is the femur, which joins the pelvis with the knee. The smallest bone of the body is the stirrup, which is in the ear and measures between 2.5 and 3 millimeters. Now that you see it, do you understand why it's called the stirrup? Of course, it's the same as the stirrup we use to horse ride. has more bones in their neck? A person or a giraffe? You've all thought of the giraffe, didn't you? Well, no, there's a draw. The long giraffe neck has 7 bones, 7 vertebrae, and exactly the same as a human neck. Who has more bones? A baby or an adult? Well, the baby wins, having approximately 300 bones. Newborns have some split bones, but over time, some of them are joint until they reach 206 that an adult skeleton has. The truth is that the human body is marvellous, don't you think? Goodbye, friends. See you in the next Happy Learning video.
Hello friends and welcome to a new Happy Learning video. Today we're going to learn about the digestive system and digestion. So that our body can make the most of the food we eat, it must first transform itself into a simple substance called nutrients. These nutrients are then transported by our blood around our body to be used and converted into energy. This food transformation process is called digestion and is done in the digestive system. The digestive system is a very long tube through which the food travels and is made up of the following parts. The mouth, this is where the digestive journey begins. The teeth both chop and grind up the food we eat. Once it has been made into a ball, it is pushed down the food pipe to the pharynx. The pharynx is a cavity which shares the digestive system with the respiratory system. It is from the pharynx that the food goes to the esophagus. The esophagus is a soft muscular tube that moves food further down to the stomach. The stomach is a widening of the digestive tube. It creates a movement which allows food with a mixture of gastric fluids. Once this process has been done, it then travels to the small intestine. The small intestine is called small because of its width, not its length. It is actually a lot longer than the large intestine, measuring up to 7 meters in length, almost as wide as a football goal from post to post. Well, it is here in the small intestine where the food digestion journey ends. Now it is up to fluid processes by 2 glands, the liver and the pancreas, to finalize the transformation from foods to nutrients. Once the food is converted into nutrients, they then traverse the small intestine's walls and filter into our blood, where they are then made good use of by all of our body cells. But what happens to the food that our body doesn't need? All that, such as fiber for example, is transferred into the large intestine. The large intestine is a thick tube which accumulates substances which our organism cannot digest, and it is where water from these substances is absorbed. The substances then form fecal matter, or what we call poop, and it comes out of the anus. It sounds a little bit disgusting, but that's how our body works. Anyway, friends, I hope you found the digestive system and digestion as interesting as I did. See you later, and don't forget to subscribe to Happy Learning.
Hello, friends. Welcome to a new Happy Learning video. Today, we're going to get to know a system in our body which without, it would be impossible to live. Today, we're going to get to know the excretory system. The excretory system is formed by the urinary system and by the sweat glands. But before we get to know these parts better, we need to know that the excretory system's most important mission is to expel waste substances from our bodies. When we feed, our organism benefits from nutrients in food. But at the same time, it also produces substances which are harmful for our health. And they need to be expelled, and so they don't make us ill. This is what the excretory system is in charge of. As we already know, the excretory system is made up of the urinary system, which produces and expels urine, and by the sweat glands, which produce sweat. Do you want to get to know them better? You do? Let's go! The urinary system is formed by the following organs: kidneys, ureters, bladder, and urethra. The kidneys are in charge of filtering blood to eliminate waste substances which are in it. These harmful substances, joined with water we drink, form urine. The ureters are two tubes which come from the kidneys and take urine to the bladder. The bladder is a bag where urine is stored. When the bladder is very full, we feel like we need to go to the bathroom. And it's in this moment when we expel the urine through the urethra, which is the last part of the urinary system. The sweat glands regulate our body temperature as a principal function, and for this, they produce sweat. When it is very hot or we exercise, our body temperature increases and our organism produces sweat. So our body cools down and makes our body temperature decrease. But sweat doesn't only lower our body temperature. Being made up fundamentally from water and waste substances, it also has an excretory function. When we sweat, the sweat brings to exterior a lot of waste substances. Sweat glands are distributed all around our body, and sweat comes out through some very small holes in our skin, called pores. Well, now we've got to know the excretory system better. But before I say goodbye, I want to tell you something very important that you need to know. As you've verified, water is fundamental for the excretory system. Without water, the kidneys, for example, wouldn't work. So now you know that we need to drink lots of water. It's the best drink for your body. Goodbye, friends.
Search us and subscribe to Happy Learning's YouTube channel.
Hello friends! We all know that in order to live we have to breathe, and to carry out this very important function we use the respiratory system. Breathing is an involuntary process that we do without realizing, but we can control it. Today, we're going to find out what breathing consists of and how the respiratory system works. The first thing we need to know is that breathing consists of inhaling air in nature to take advantage of the oxygen it contains, and thereby expelling the carbon dioxide, which is the part of the air we don't use. The first phase, which is when the air enters the lungs, is called inhalation. The second phase, which is when we expel the air we don't use, is called exhalation. They are the exact opposite. The respiratory system is responsible for breathing, and for that it uses the lungs and the airways, which are the parts that compose it. The airways are tubes through which the air passes until it reaches the lungs. and they are made up of the nose and mouth, the pharynx, the larynx, the trachea, the bronchi, the bronchioles, and the alveoli. Now, let's take a look at how the respiratory system works. When we breathe in, air enters our body through our nose and mouth. The air then passes through the pharynx and into the larynx. Did you know that the larynx contains the vocal cords, which allow us to speak or sing? La 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 la. They are like the strings of a guitar. When they vibrate, they produce the voice. Well, once the air has passed through the larynx, it reaches the trachea. The trachea is divided into two tubes through which the air passes, which are called the bronchi. The bronchi, once inside the lungs, branch into narrower tubes called bronchioles. And each bronchiole leads into many small sacs called alveoli. And it is there, in the alveoli, where gas exchange takes place. The oxygen in the air passes into the blood through some very small blood vessels which are called alveoli. Then, what is left over from the air, which is carbon dioxide, travels back through the respiratory system to be expelled outside. As you can see, the respiratory system is very important, so we have to take good care of it. And for that, we have to practice a lot of sport and take care of nature so as not to pollute the air we breathe. Healthy lungs are pink, but when we breathe in tobacco smoke or when the air is very polluted, they turn brown and stop working properly. When this happens, we get tired without doing anything, and we start to feel really bad. It's certainly not very smart to damage our lungs, don't you think? So, make sure you do lots of physical exercise and remember, never ever smoke to ensure that your lungs will always be very healthy and that you will always be very happy. Goodbye friends, see you in the next video.
Search us and subscribe to Happy Learning's YouTube channel.
Hello friends! Welcome to a new Happy Learning video. Today, we're going to learn about the circulatory system of the human body. The main function of the circulatory system is to carry through the blood the nutrients to the cells of our body. It is formed by the heart, arteries and veins, and its proper functioning is essential for us to have good health. I have a curiosity. Do you know how much all of the arteries and veins would measure together, put in single file? They would measure 96,000 kilometers, which would be equivalent to almost 2.5 laps of the Earth. It's incredible, right? The heart has the main role in making sure that the blood travels around the body. With its 100,000 pulsations per day, it ensures that blood circulates throughout our body, allowing it to distribute oxygen and nutrients into our cells. We're going to start a journey through the circulatory system so we can understand it much better. The journey of blood begins in the heart. With the pulsations of the heart, the blood comes out through one of the greatest highways of the circulatory system, called the aorta. From that moment, blood flows through our body, through many veins. During this trip, the blood is delivering oxygen and nutrients to the cells through the capillaries. It reaches the neck, head, and brain through one side. From there, the blood continues to flow into our arms, then through the aorta, around the thorax and abdomen, and finally reaching both of our legs. As this trip is circular, that is to say, it has no end, the blood starts the trip back to the heart to regain nutrients and oxygen. The blood that returns from the lower part of the body flows through the inferior vena cava. The one that returns from the arms and head travels through the superior vena cava. All that blood reaches the lungs, where it gets oxygenated and returns back to the heart. There, the journey starts again. The truth is that it is incredible that blood is permanently traveling inside our body. Don't you think? Well, now you know a little bit more about the circulatory system. But before saying goodbye, we want to remind you that for our body to work well, we have to do a lot of physical exercise and have a balanced diet. You have to eat vegetables, fruit and fish, and reduce eating sugar and sweets as much as you can. And of course, spend less time sitting in front of the TV or the computer. So now you all know. Right, now everyone, go to run and jump. Goodbye, friends! Oh, and do not forget to subscribe to Happy Learning TV.
Search us and subscribe to Happy Learning's YouTube channel.